What's up, everybody? It's Noah the Goat, and I'm giving you another reaction video. This one is Daniel Dancer, History's Biggest Cheapskate by Sam O'Nella. Sam O'Nella, not salmonella, not the freaking disease, but I cannot wait to get into this. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like you guys will like it. It's like educational yet twisted at the same time, because you're sitting here like there's no way things like this actually happened in life, or there's no way this can be true. But if you look it up, so far all the things that I looked up that he's talked about are true. So that's all I gotta say. It's just weird that people actually did these things. But right now we're gonna start this. Make sure to definitely subscribe to him. This thing got over 1 million views in 2 days. So definitely make sure to go subscribe to him. Show him some love and support. Subscribe to me if you guys like my reaction. Hit that thumbs up. If you don't, hit the thumbs down. I really don't care. Just make sure you stick with me. That's all I gotta say. Got a live stream coming either later on today or early morning tomorrow, so make sure that you guys check out that. Show some support, show some love, say hi. I don't care. But we're gonna go and start this. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey kids, you're probably familiar with at least a few characters whose obsessive penny pinching truly knows no bounds. Yes, from Ebenezer Scrooge to Scrooge McDuck, nobody hoards money quite like misers. But these guys aren't the most miserly misers out there, not by a long shot. First of all, look at their top hats, their extravagant use of glasses, their luxurious chairs. These things are worth their weight in precious shekels. No true miser would waste their wealth on such frills. Second of all, these guys aren't real. They're fictional characters. Scrooge McDuck does not exist. I don't care what CNN says. It's all liberal conspiracy bullshit. I mean, look at this article by the Huffington Post. You mean to tell me that this picture isn't photoshopped? Ridiculous. But you know who was real? One Daniel Dancer of London, England. Born in 1716, Daniel's father died.
I don't know why, but if he is the one who does his animations, I don't know why I love this stick animation stuff. I just love it because it's like, okay, they have a regular stick body, which anybody can do, but then they have these crazy detailed but also ugly freaking faces, and I'm sitting here like what's going on? He gives himself this simple regular face. He looks better looking with his plain One Punch Man type face than any of the characters that he puts in here, and it's just hilarious to me.
At a young age, leaving behind a large agricultural estate for Daniel to oversee. When it was first inherited, the property brought in a few £100s a year, which doesn't sound like much today, but given that a general laborer could be expected to make around £19 per year in 1710, it's safe to say that Dancer could afford to live a fairly lavish lifestyle off his passive income alone. But Dan was like, you know, all this food and clothing and stuff is alright, but you know what?
Sorry everybody, had a small interruption. Continue.
I really like? Owning money. Say, how much does a pound cost? Well, that's a complicated question, Daniel. Can currency really be said to have intrinsic value? Some economists believe that. TLDR, please. They cost a pound. Jesus, that's a lot. I better start saving. Thus began one of the most intentionally frugal lifestyles history has ever seen. Let me walk you through a few of Dancer's day-to-day habits. First of all, soap, don't even think about it. The closest thing to bathing that Daniel did was during the summer months when, once or twice a week, he'd wade into the nearby pond and scrub his face with a handful of sand. Say what you will, but what he lacked in deodorization, he certainly made up for in exfoliation. Admittedly, all of London probably reeked to high hell back then, so while Daniel's smell might not have tipped people off to his eccentricity, his clothes almost certainly did. On a good day, he'd be seen in one of his coats, which were homemade patchwork abominations of various garments that Dancer found on the streets and local dust heaps, looking like a walking dementia patient sewing circle. Similarly, all his shoes were either scavenged or Frankensteined out.
Do you guys see what I mean? Like, he has no chill. Like, I know I'm sitting here, I'm not saying anything because I'm kind of used to it, but a walking dementia patient's sewing circle. How can you even just say that with a straight face and your calm voice? Like, that doesn't seem like something that people want to hear.
Of other pairs of shoes he already owned, with the whole ensemble being barely held together with haphazardly tied bands made of the hay grown on his estate. In fact, a lot of the time, he'd ditch normal clothes altogether and just wear the hay. To his credit, in his youth, Daniel was known to purchase a whole 2 shirts per year as his clothing expense. But one day he looked in the mirror and said, "Daniel, you're bleeding funds like a stuck pig. It's time to grow up and get your act together," and cut his budget to only 1 shirt per year. One of the few people that Daniel associated with regularly was his sister, whom he lived with. Believe it or not, she shared in a lot of Daniel's tight-fisted habits.
Why does his sister look exactly like him? I thought that was a whole dude that he was talking to earlier. This is a freaking girl. What?
And it definitely showed. She was described as, quote, having more the appearance of a walking dunghill than one of the fair sex. Couldn't have said it better myself, honestly. Dancer prepared all of...
He answered my question. I was wondering why she looked busted, and he answered my question. I thought that he just did it so they would look the same and everything like that. But no, apparently she just looked freaking ugly. Oh, well then. They said that she looked like a walking pile of shit. I don't know.
This food for the upcoming week ahead of time, consisting of only 14 hard dumplings and 3 pounds of beef stretched out over the entire 7-day period. Every day, he'd eat only a single meal that was basically equivalent to 2 wads of dried out dough and 1.5 quarter-pounder patties from McDonald's. He kept this habit up for years without fail, except for one time when he stumbled upon a fully intact, rotting sheep carcass during his daily stroll. He was like, "Good lord, this is just obscene. Who would leave a perfectly good pile of arguably edible meat and organs just sitting around like this?" So he dragged the thing home and made him and his sister a nice big pile of spoiled mutton pies, which they subsisted off of for several weeks. That's a real life hack right there. Who needs refrigeration if it's already rancid, am I right? Despite Daniel's rabid fear of any unnecessary spending, he did own a dog named Bob.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. This is making me cringe so hard. Like, you just dragged a random sheep that you saw. And I get that they didn't have, like, the kind of standards that we have now. But that's probably the reason why it's just making me cringe so much. Like, how did you even live after eating that? Like, this dude's who we're reacting to, his name is Salmonella. How did these niggas not get salmonella? Like, what?
That he was quite fond of. At this point, I'm almost certain that Dancer just decided to base his entire life off of linoleum by no effects, which is pretty incredible considering linoleum wasn't even invented for another 100 years. Anyway, though, one day, Daniel's neighbor came to complain about how Bob had been harassing his sheep. So Daniel said, "Don't worry, boy, I ain't gonna kill you. But we don't want a lawsuit on our hands, do we?" "No, we don't. What would we do if a lawyer came around here, huh?" "That's right, and make his children watch, yeah." So he decided to take the dog to the local farrier, which is basically a blacksmith that specializes in horseshoes and the like. "Hey, could you make my dog, like, not have teeth anymore?" What kind of business you think I'm running here, boy?" "Come on, man, you file down horses' hooves for a living. Teeth are just tiny mouth hooves. That's close." "Sorry, buddy, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades." Well, got me there. Say, what's a hand grenade? None of my sources say what happened to the dog after his untimely nubbening, but I do know Dan never got sued, so I guess the operation was a success. Daniel's sister passed away in 1766, leaving him so distraught that he actually went out of his way to buy mourning clothes for her funeral. And by that I mean he bought a pair of secondhand black stockings, and that's it. Still, that's a big deal when it comes to the likes of Dancer. At this point, the only person close to a friend that Dancer had was a woman known as Lady Tempest. She was so influential over him that she was actually able to convince him to buy, get this, a 1 shilling hat. This was quite an accomplishment, as Daniel's last hat was older than half of you at 14 years old. "What? I'm not. You don't." Meow. You.
Tell me why that actually scared the crap out of me when he said what. Like, you probably didn't see it, but I actually jumped a little bit. I did not know what was going on. If I had headphones, I'd probably be out in my room right now.
Of course, the next time Lady Tempest went to hang out with him, he was still wearing his old disgusting hat. When questioned about the one he bought, he goes, "Oh yeah, that frilly old thing. Sold it for a 6 pence profit. Super easy too. I tell you, forget house flipping. Hat flipping is going to be the cool new thing pretty soon." Lo and behold, 250 years later, he was wrong. Daniel died at the ripe old age of 78, which seems pretty shocking considering the whole not using soap, eating rotten food thing, but I guess his near total isolation from other people made up for that when it came to preventing illness. Though he never ended up shelling out any of the massive hoard of wealth that he accumulated over this time, his efforts weren't completely in vain. By the time he passed away, Daniel's estate was now pulling in about £3,000 in yearly net revenue, 10 times the amount it earned when he first inherited it. So, moral of the story, parsimony has its place. While it's good to save money, don't torture yourself just for the sake of a few bucks. Next time your parent or significant other insists on turning down the thermostat or keeping the windows up to save gas, just say, hey, are we human or are we dancer? But you know what else is more valuable than money? Knowledge. That's why you need to try Skillshare.com.
I feel like every YouTuber makes fun of that guy. I really do. That guy that he just showed in that clip, I feel like every YouTuber makes fun of him. I don't think that a single YouTuber thinks that he is relevant or smart at all. And if I had said what he just said about like the thermostat thing and everything, I would not be in the house. If it's to the point where my parents turn it down because of like bills and everything, I'm gonna have to take over the bill. Like that's all it is. That's what it has come to these days.
Skillshare is an online learning community with over 23,000 classes in technology, design, business, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities.
Alright everybody, that is it for this reaction on Daniel Dancer, history's biggest cheapskate by Sam O'Nella. Definitely make sure to go subscribe to Sam O'Nella. Amazing content creator. I honestly thought that he just, gave up. But I guess the reason why I thought that is because there's such a huge gap in the space of his videos that I was just like, you know what? I forgot about him or some junk like that. But he does make amazing stuff. I'll make sure to react to his earlier stuff if you guys want me to, because I haven't seen a lot of his stuff that he's made in the recent year. So definitely, if you guys want to see more of this, I'll definitely react to it. I'm going to see you guys next time in the next reaction video. Make sure to comment down below and let me know what you thought. Make sure to like this video if you didn't dislike this video. Don't care. Subscribe to my channel if you do like my channel and want to see more reactions and live streams and gameplays. And I'm going to see you guys next time. Hit the post notification bell. Do it. And peace.